banks of a quiet village river lived a boy named Kiran. He loved watching the flowing water every evening after school. In his hands, he often held small stones, tossing them into the river. One day, he picked up a heavy stone and whispered, "Why can't you float like the leaves?" Kiran's curious mind searched for answer everywhere. The river sparkled under the sunsets, making him dream bigger. He believed even if impossible things could change. His imagination was stronger than doubt, and that belief spanned the story of a stone's journey. The river listened silently, ready to reach him. Kiran tried throwing the stone gently into the water. It sank instantly, leaving ripples behind. "Why do you always go down?" he asked. The stone stayed quiet under the water's surface. Kiran's heart sank a little too. But he was not ready to give up. "Everything has a way," he whispered. He began watching how the leaves, twigs, and flowers floated. His mind compared each detail carefully. A spark of determination grew inside him. Kiran carried the stone home to ask his grandmother. The old man smiled at his question. "My boy, stones are heavy, but ideas are light," he said. Kiran did not fully understand, but he felt hope in those words. Maybe ideas can lift stones, Kiran thought. His grandfather laughed softly, painting his head. Wisdom was given, but the journey was his to make. Kiran placed the stone carefully by his bed. It became his new secret dream. The next morning, Kiran tired, trying to stone to dry meat. He gently placed it in the river. The reeds broke and the stone sank again. But Kiran clapped his hands in joy. It floated for a moment, he said. For him, that was victory. He saw possibility where others saw failure. The river rippled like it was laughing with him. Nature was teaching him slowly, and Kiran was ready to learn. Days turned into weeks of experiments. Kiran used wood, leaves, even empty ground. Each time the stone floated for longer. Villagers laughed when they saw him. "Why waste time with stones?" they asked. But Kiran ignored their words. He knew persistence was stronger than doubt. Even the stones seemed to wait for its chance. Kiran's belief grew like a flame. Failure had turned into his teacher. One bright morning, Kiran craved a small wooden boat. He placed the stone inside carefully. The boat bubbled but stayed afloat. Kiran's eyes widened with joy. The stone was finally on water surface. It was floating without sinking. Kiran jumped and clapped loudly. The river sparkled under the sun. Im- Impossible had turned possible. The stone had learned to float. The villagers gathered to see his success. Their laughter turned into surprise. "How did he do this?" they asked. Kiran proudly showed them the boat. "The stone floats because of the boat's strength," he explained. The villagers nodded, learning from the little boy. They realized creativity could change anything. Kiran felt proud but humble. He had listened to both failure and hope. The river had become his dreams. That evening, Kiran spoke to the stone. "Were never meant to sink forever," he said softly. The stone seemed alive in his hands. The moonlight touched its wet surface. Kiran felt like the river whispered back, "You found a way because you don't give up." The bond between Kiran and the stone grew. It was more than an experiment, it was a promise of belief. And Kiran's heart felt lighter. Kiran's story spread through the village. Kiran gathered to learn from him. He showed them how ideas make things possible. The stone became a symbol of hope. It's remember everyone not to give up. Kiran taught them that belief floats heavier than doubt. The river carried their laughter that day. Dreams felt closer than ever. Even the elders admired his determination. A new spark lit the whole village. Kiran placed the stone back in the river, but now it was not just a stone. It was a story, a lesson, a friend. He bowed gently to the water. Thank you for teaching me, he whispered. His river rippled as if smiling. Kiran walked home with shining eyes. The possible no longer scared him. He knew belief could carry anything, even stones could learn to float. The story of Kiran and the stone teaches a truth. Even the heaviest burdens can be lifted with creative and persistent. Failure is not the end, but a step towards success. Belief can make impossible things can possible, and determination can turn doubt into strength. Never give up on your dreams, no matter how heavy them seem. Like the stone that learned to float, hope always finds a way. Those who believe will always rise. Faith and patience are the boats that carry us forward. The strength, power is never to stop trying.